Well, welcome back to the Hazard Zone, where we've been working on our Dukes of Hazzard General Lee. As you can see in front of you, we have quite a few other things done to move this build forward. So let's get started and see what we've got accomplished so far. First of all, let me just go ahead and kind of bring this up for you. As you recall in the previous episode, we took care of painting the underside of the chassis here, but so I went back and put in some orange to take care of the top half of the chassis, and I sprayed that all down, and then I put a future coat on it. Once that was done, my first thing was to go ahead and start working on tires and positioning them correctly on the chassis to try to make it as level as possible. As you recall, there's two holes in the back and there's two holes in the front. So what I've been doing is positioning them in the different holes to see where it stood as far as leveling it out. The first attempt at doing a mock fitting with actually putting the body on, the front end was a little higher than the back end. So with a lot of patience and determining what holes to put in, I finally got it right. And with that being said, let me tell you what we did. Let me go ahead and turn this over a little bit. Bring the light down here. There's actually two holes here in the front end, as you recall, and what I ended up doing, and this is from advice from Ray 1965, I went ahead and chose the top hole. Now the top hole is not see-through because it is going into the engine compartment itself. So what I ended up doing was taking a 3/32 inch drill bit with my variable drill and actually making the hole the same size as what the lower hole is, and but not go all the way through, just so that we could slide the back of the wheel locator pin into the new hole that's been modified. Once I figured that one out there, I went ahead and did another mock-up by putting the body and rest assembly on there, and found out that the tires were about 1/16 to an 1/8 inch on either side outside of the body itself. So I went back and once again took a Dremel and cut about 1/8 of an inch off on both of the back ends here, which means I had to cut the one little locator pin that was part of the wheel assembly and cut that back as well, so that it would be flush with the new mounting. Once that was done, I went ahead and glued it all together. And as far as the rear wheel, I went ahead and put that together as well, and then check for level, and this is basically what we came up with. So with that being done, the next step was to basically put in the engine, which went in pretty good. The only thing is when I did put it in there, it's just barely attaching to the end of the drive shaft itself. And as far as the exhaust pipes, the one side here lined up pretty well. The other one was just a little bit off, but there was enough flexibility, and I had the idea of using some heat shrink, and I cut two little pieces for the same diameter as the exhaust pipes, and slid them over and basically heated them up, and that held the assembly together quite well. So after that was done, and everything was kind of glued in place, I went ahead and put the interior bucket seat in place and glued that down, and I actually had to kind of clamp that down as well and let it sit overnight to hold in place. I also, of course, put in the firewall as well. So this is this is basically where we're at as far as at this point. So basically what I did then is I just kind of put that off to the side and started working on a little bit more on the roll cage. It's all glued together. You notice there's no cross pieces here, only because it was interfering with the interior bucket as far as the driver and passenger seats. So I went ahead and chose to cut those out, and I smoothed smooth it all out. And what I'll end up probably doing is again probably adding extension pieces on both sides, on all four sides here, to raise it up a little bit to accommodate the fit. And once that's done, that should be okay. As far as the body of the charger, I've been working on modifying the front end here to accommodate the front end bumper. And I pretty much have this side done already. Let me see if I can fit this in here. But as you can see, that's a pretty good fit right now on that side there. And we also went ahead and took care of the other side as well. So that's pretty close. Like I said, I end up filing the let me give it a pointer here. I end up filing this area here, also on the sides a little bit here, and here as well. And as far as the chrome piece of the grill, I went ahead and sanded the two sides as well to make it fit on both ends there. So that should be done as well. The next step that I'm working on right now presently is to modify the back end with the rear bumper. Of course, here's the bumper here itself. But what I've been trying to do is trying to shave off with a file just underneath where the lights go, the rear lights go, to try and accommodate the rear bumper itself. So like I said, presently I'm taking care of that, and once I'm satisfied with all that stuff and it's halfway decent, then I'll go ahead and start painting the body of the charger up in its orange color. So like I said, presently that is where we're standing at right now. And like I say, stay tuned. There'll be more to come. It is a kind of a slow process, but I just want to make sure it's getting done right and to the best of my ability. And I appreciate all the tips out there that I've been reviewing, especially with Raid 1965. And we will keep moving forward. So until then, everybody have a good day, and we'll catch you later. Until next episode. Bye.